Tensisco here. In the last Nintendo Direct, we got a new Pikmin 4 trailer that revealed a new Pikmin type known as the Glow Pikmin. We got the Ice Pikmin revealed before, and Oatchi, even though Oatchi isn't a Pikmin. But while Oatchi and Ice Pikmin are our two new companions in the game, we now have the Glow Pikmin. And just for a disclaimer in this video, I'm gonna accidentally call them the Glowmen a lot. So one of the new mechanics in Pikmin 4 is exploring at night. In every Pikmin game, 1, 2, and 3, we are not allowed to explore at night. The moment the sun goes down, we have to leave the planet. But now, we're able to explore through the night where the enemies get all frenzied and come after us. We don't know too much about the nighttime exploration, but we do know that enemies go wild, they have bulging red eyes, and they try to eat everything in its path. We've been knowing that's a thing that would happen in previous games, that's why we have to leave. And we have access to the Glow Pikmin, and they live in these little cave-like things called Luminas. The trailer specifically said that we have to use those Glow Pikmin to fight off the enemies to protect those Luminas. We also see that the little star bits that are laying around in the areas, if we bring those to Luminas, little Glowmen will sprout out. So that's the way of reproducing the Glow Pikmin. In other words, we don't have an onion for the Glow Pikmin like we do for the other rest of the Pikmin types. I did a little digging around and I found out that the Japanese website of Pikmin 4 has more information on the game. There is a section on Pikmin types. And if we look at it, there is evidence to believe that the Glow Pikmin are not normal Pikmin types. Let me explain. There are the very well-known Pikmin types that Nintendo always promotes, and you see them in every mainline game, and that's the red, blue, and yellow. And then of course we got the addition of new Pikmin types in different kind of games. They're the ones that are, again, heavily promoted, such as the purple and whites, the flying, the rock types. However, there's actually more Pikmin types than those standard ones that we see all the time. In Pikmin 1, there was a Puffmin, or also known as a Toadman or Mushroom Pikmin. This Pikmin was created by fighting the Puffstool enemy, and when it let out little spores, it would infect all the Pikmin around you, and they would turn into Puffmin. It was kind of morbid to see, and basically what would happen is the Pikmin would get the mushroom, parasite, whatever you want to call it, would take over the Pikmin, they would convert into a Puffmin, and they would start attacking you. So your little buddies that you had around actually turned on you, and there's no way around it. Unfortunately, you have to kill the Puffmin. And in Pikmin 2, we had access to the Bulbmin, which is a very famous one that a lot of people really want back, since they did not return in Pikmin 3. The Bulbmin are Pikmin that are exclusive to caves. What is a Bulbmin? But Bulbmin is actually a legit Pikmin type. Not the Bulborb that's infected itself, but the parasitic Pikmin that's taking over it. Yes, that's a legit Pikmin type, is a parasitic Pikmin. It's an actual Pikmin, but the thing is, it affects its host, and in this case, it's Bulborb. That's why we call it Bulbmin. Another case of a parasitic Pikmin, in a sense, is actually the Rock Pikmin. As we also see in the Japanese website, the Rock Pikmin parasiting rocks. Pikmin have their roots in plants, but some acquire bodies by taking root deep within their hosts. So in the case of Rock Pikmin, I think what happens is they're kind of like a parasitic Pikmin, and what happens is the onion lets a seed out, and when it hits the floor, the roots enter a rock. So assume like there's like rocks in the ground and roots take over a rock, and bam, you got a Rock Pikmin. So the same case is happening for the Bulborbs here. Bulborbs try to eat this parasitic Pikmin, and then it takes over the host, and then now you have a Bulbmin. And these Bulbmins were really special because they were immune to all damage, like fire damage and poison and electricity. They were immune to everything. Unfortunately, the thing with Bulbmin is, one, you didn't have too many of them. I think you could have a max of 10, and they were only in certain caves. And at the end of the cave, unfortunately, the poor Bulbmin, you have to leave them behind. They cannot jump into the geyser and go back to the surface. They remain in the underground. You do not keep them. The Puffmin, I mean, you couldn't even keep them or use them in general. But again, Puffmin is another Pikmin type. Couldn't use them. And on the Japanese website, it lists all the standard Pikmin. Some of the Pikmin that have been unable to build a symbiotic relationship have decreased in number or become separated from the herd. It seems that some Pikmin go wild and move activities underground. And here it references the purple and whites, as those are Pikmin that can only be found underground, and you have to use a candy pop bud to reproduce them. But then it goes on to say there are other such sightings. It seems that there are Pikmin types that can no longer be thought of as Pikmin. And here we have the referenced Puffmin, the Bulbmin, and the Glow Pikmin, but I'm gonna call it Glowman because that makes more sense with the other two. In other words, we have a separate category of Pikmin that it's stated as can no longer be thought of as a Pikmin, or in this sense, a standard Pikmin. Why would a Glow Pikmin not be in the same category as the rest of the Pikmin? The Glow Pikmin didn't have feet, it was like a ghostly tail. And I mean, I don't know if it really matters, but the stars as well. It has like a star-like flower instead of the traditional flowers like the other Pikmin. Also, we see in the trailer, the Glow Pikmin reproduce by having the star bits. So that's also another thing that's not normal. We have different kinds of Pikmin types. We have ones that get converted through Candy Pop Buds, and we have ones that, like the Puffman and Bulbmin, that are exclusive to certain events, such as being in the cave or fighting a certain enemy. And the Glowman seems to be in that category. Obviously, it doesn't have a traditional thing of reproducing, and it only appears at nighttime. It also has a very different body compared to the others. So with that, I'm wondering, are Glow Pikmin gonna stick with you? Do you get to keep those Glow Pikmin? Do we get an onion that they live in? I don't think so. I think either one or two things will happen. They live in the Luminas and they stay in there, and you know, every night you can call them back out, or the nighttime itself is like a game mode where you have to collect as many Glow Pikmin as possible, save as many Luminas as possible, collect the star bits, and then maybe at the end of the expedition you let the Glow Pikmin go and you don't get them again, and you have to start all over and rebuild that army on a different night. So I'm thinking that those Glow Pikmin, as much as everyone's loving them, I don't know if they're Pikmin that you get to keep. Since every Pikmin type we have, besides the Bulbmin and the Puffman, you get to just increase their numbers and you keep them. They stay in the Onion, or they stayed in the ship in Pikmin 2. So who knows how Glow Pikmin will be in Pikmin 4. We get to keep them, put them in an Onion, keep them in a Lumina that we get to, you know, revisit every night. Speaking of that, I hope that Bulbmin will make a return. And another thing that all this talk about parasitic Pikmin with the Bulbmin and the Rock Pikmin, I wonder, is that why Olimar has a unique appearance? Lots of questions to be asked around that, and that will be a future video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know, what do you think? What makes the Glow Pikmin unique and on the same category of Puffman and Bulbmin? Do you think we'll be able to keep the Glowman? Do you think that they'll just, you know, be kind of exclusive to a game mode? What are your thoughts? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Pikmin video. Peace.